what's going on? It's your girl Dash. I am so excited for today's video. This is probably the video that I've been anticipating to film the most, just because it's so personal to me. And these are things that I've been asked about quite frequently. So a lot of the questions that I was asked, I condensed, right? But yeah, a lot of them kind of just like go into one another. And I'm just really excited to dive deep and really be raw and real with y'all. I'm gonna strip down for a second, y'all, and just like bear it all out here, okay? This is probably the most vulnerable, I mean, I can't say because we don't know what else we're gonna come out with, right? But this is probably the most vulnerable I'll be. I feel very emotional just talking right now. So yeah, this is, today we're gonna talk about why I cut my hair. Today we're gonna talk about the decision surrounding that. I wasn't always a baldy, so you know, there's a kind of like a story there, what led me to just make the decision to buzz cut it all off, you know what I'm saying? So for some people, not for me, but for some people, it's been controversial, I guess, you know, the topic surrounding my hair, and so I felt the need to talk about it. The reason why I felt the need to talk about it was because I realized that there's a whole community of us out there, you know what I'm saying? And I've had young ladies reach out to me. I've had people from all walks of life reach out to me and tell me how they feel empowered through my content and just how seeing someone just rock it makes them feel, and that makes me feel good, you know what I'm saying? But there are also things that I deal with too that I don't really talk about. So we're gonna talk about them today because y'all have asked me, so what better way than to just bear it all out in like a 30-minute video. But so I've always had, if we go back to when I was a little girl, I've always had an awkward relationship with my hair. Always, my hair was very long, right? And currently we gonna insert a picture up here. I was bald for the first year of my life, but then the hair started coming in and she was thick. She was thick and curly. So my mom is Dominican. She's a beautiful Afro-Latina woman. Mwah! Look at my mom. And then my dad is Puerto Rican in the sense. So I got some Taino Indian in me, you know what I'm saying? So my hair was very thick and strong. She wasn't very coarse, but she had a curly texture to her. She was very wavy, very beachy. Y'all about to see. But it was just so much. Like, it was so big, and my back would break out so badly because of all of the product that I would wear. And at the time, we didn't have the same platforms that we have now to go to and like watch tutorials to know how to take care of our hair. I'll be very honest with you guys. For the first time in 5 years, like last month, this was the first time I was like, oh, I might want to grow my hair again. Just because, I'm gonna tell you now, it's a false alarm. It ain't gonna happen. But it happened because it's like, I realized a lot of the reasons why I did it was because, one, I didn't know how to take care of my hair. I thought that was the reason, but the reason actually ended up being a lot deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? So, growing up, right, I grew up in I was raised by my Dominican family, so a lot of women in my family. I was used to going to the beauty salons, and if you Afro-Latino, if you're Latino, you just know, going to these beauty salons with your mom when you a child is intense. You were there for hours. It's a work shift, basically. And you see your mom and your grandma and your aunt or whomever just submit themselves through this pain. And for me, it never resonated with me. Granted, my hair texture was different, yes, but I'd never understood why we put ourselves through all of this. And then when I got older, right, and I started, it's like, you're a little girl and you're only allowed to get a blowout, and then somewhere along the way, you're allowed to get into the rodo machine, you know, the roller machine, the hair dryer, and it's just a different kind of excruciating pain. Like, I don't know. Kudos to y'all that don't have a problem dealing with y'all long hair, but I couldn't do it. So to put it in perspective for y'all, before I would go to school every Sunday, I would wash my hair, detangle that shit in an hour. Listen, I don't know if things have changed for y'all long-haired girls, but it used to take me an hour to detangle my shit because I did not like detangling my hair. My shit was curly and annoying. And then after detangling for an hour in the shower, it was the secadora. And it was the portable secadora. It's like the portable secadoras you had in your house, and it would take 3 hours to dry your shit up. After that, of course, you gotta get the little bumps off of the roller things, right? Off the bobby pins from your hair. My hair she was down in here, but she was Rapunzel, bitch, okay? And then I would straighten it with the blow dryer. After straightening it with the blow dryer, it wasn't straight enough, so you had to flat iron. The flat iron really was, when I was introduced to the flat iron and I started using it every week, my beautiful curl pattern diminished. And so I honestly got tired of it at that point. That's when I really, cause I did like my curls, but after my curls kind of like diminished after straightening it so much, I was just like, fuck, my curls gone, what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I was marinating on the decision to cut my hair completely for a little while. By completely, I mean like when I got the little pixie cut. I remember it was around the time Ruby Rose was actually on Orange is the New Black. And so if y'all remember when Ruby Rose was on that show, everybody was like, oh my God, like, bitch, she is making me question my sexuality. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, the first time I saw a beautiful woman just like really rock this cut. I mean, we'd seen Holly before, like Holly Berry, you know what I'm saying? We've seen other women, but like Ruby Rose, she just had a different edge about her. And that was honestly the inspiration pick that I took to the shop. So fast forward to when I'm 18 years old. This is circa 2015. I'm like, Mom, my mom is pregnant at the time. She's pregnant with my little brother Jacob. I'm like, Mom, let's go to the salon. I wanna trim my ends. If you know, going to the salon, trimming your ends don't really mean trimming your ends, okay? They will finish you off. And so she was like, yeah, sure, let's go. You know, I was just in the shower detangling my hair for an hour. My back had so much acne from all the product, and it was summertime. It was June when I decided to cut it. So I was just like so conscious to go outside in a spaghetti strap dress sometimes because my back was so broken out, you know what I'm saying? And after detangling in the shower for an hour, that's when I decided. I had been marinating on the decision, but I didn't make the decision. The decision was spur of the moment though, when I made it, because the hair salon was right there and I was like, yo, mommy, let's go. Like, I'm done, I'm good, it's clipped, I'm over it. And we went, and when we get there, right, my mom was pregnant, so I was like, she probably want a snack, she probably hungry. I'm like, mommy, you want a snack? Go down, get yourself a little bagel, bacon, egg and cheese, Arizona, whatever. And then come back, right? So when she left, I was like, girl, get rid of all of it. So she did not hesitate. She got all of it off. And here's a photo of how happy I was when she did it, bitch. I was like, wow. I was just so excited. I felt adrenaline, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like, this is different. Like, I just felt like I was on the cusp of something new, and it was just fabulous. And then my mom came back and she was like, what the fuck? She was like, what? It was a big deal. That's when I realized what the severity of what I had done. I was like, oh, my grandma's probably not gonna react well to this. I was raised by my grandparents. So when we went home, my grandma was like, mira eso. She would look at that, like, she didn't talk to me for like a month after that. And I wasn't even buzzed yet. But she didn't talk to me for a month after that. My grandpa was always very much like, girl, do what you do. Pa que te coja con tirar piedra, you know, just as long as you're not throwing rocks at anybody's window, do what you do, I ain't mad at you. Immediately though, I started getting la perdimos, we lost her, she's a lesbian, she's this, she's that. The guy I was dating at the time, he didn't react so badly to it. Shout out to you, Carlos, he's very sweet, we're still cool. But he was, he didn't react weirdly to it. You know, he adapted well. I think it was more so me as I got the, after the haircut, it was more so me. After I got the haircut, I felt myself changing and evolving in a different way. I felt like I was getting to know myself in ways that I never had before. And I think the reason why was because everybody was telling me that I was crazy for doing it, but meanwhile, I felt amazing. Around that time, also Empire was also very big, if you remember Empire. And I was at my Boo Boo Kitty prime, bitch. People were calling me Boo Boo Kitty and I didn't even know who that was. I was like, what? They're like, Anika! Literally, I'd be walking across the street and somebody would yell out from their car and I'm like, who? So when I looked it up, I'm like, oh, Empire, cool. So I really got into the show and I love Grace Keeley. She's absolutely stunning, oh my God. And you know, seeing her rock this cut on this show and just be bold and powerful and beautiful. I mean, no, she was a bitch on the show. I love you, Grace, but she was a bitch on that show. It was just empowering. And it was just a different feeling than anything I had ever felt. And when I was younger, I was very insecure. Oh my God. I can't even sit here and tell y'all how insecure. Anybody that knew me in high school can tell y'all that I was just super insecure. Very, just focused on having everybody like me, and just if someone didn't like me, just because, you know, today, you know, as you grow and you become an adult, you realize, you know, not everybody gonna like everybody's child. I sure as hell don't like everybody in this world, you know what I'm saying? But like when you're young and you're like 15, 14 years old, like you don't know any better and you just really want to be like a people pleaser. And that's what I was in a sense. And I didn't realize that I would overexert myself in certain ways. And I was just I just wouldn't believe in myself and my potential. And it's like once I took off that shield, I just became more empowered and stepped out of my shell. Granted, I had already graduated high school at that point. I was going to college. That's when I got into makeup too. So getting into makeup and going into this field and working at Sephora, at that time I started working at Sephora shortly after I made that decision. I met other people that maybe had the same cut, you know what I'm saying? Or people that just like loved it and embraced it. And it was different for me because I had gotten all this scrutiny at home, right? And not from my mom. My mom, she was a baldy too when she was my age. So like I can show y'all a photo. My mom was, ooh, baddie. And so like she was kind of like, do what you do. But I was raised by my grandparents, so like living with my grandparents, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want that energy like, you know, around you, you know what I'm saying? So it was just one of those things where, because I wasn't getting that like at home, when I then stepped out of my comfort zone, and I was always very sheltered as a young lady, you know, I'm just now able to like kind of like go out and explore life, you know, well, not just now. I had to figure out life at a very young age, you know, post like 18 years old. But before that, I would always joke around and say I was locked away in a tower for like 17 years. I was not allowed out of my house, you know what I'm saying? So what I knew was within the confines of my home and my friends at school. So when I was just going out there to the real world and going to work and meeting people that would maybe have the same cut like me, or just, you know, would appreciate it, I would at first be taken aback, and then it just became such a welcoming environment, and it made me appreciate so many things about myself I'd never appreciated before, you know, like just, you know what I'm saying, like just one day you just look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, bitch, you got pretty ears. You know what I'm saying? Then you just never want to cover your ears again because you got pretty ears, you know, like could be worse. But like there's just so many things. When I did it, I was like, this could either go really good or really bad. But it went really good, and I just ran with it. Now, fast forward to now, I buzzed my head in August, and that came with a different set of like stigma, you know what I'm saying? Like I was stigmatized for that heavy, just because, you know, it's a whole different set of questions that come with that, you know what I'm saying? When you get the little Kate Gosselin, the little Anika Lyon cut, it's like, it's fashion, it's posh, she's cute. But then when you shave it all off, something wrong with you. Something is wrong with you, girl. You know what I'm saying? So I compiled some of the questions that I've actually gotten since, which have not been nearly as much as when I first got the cut. So let's go through them. Question number 1, what made you want to cut it? So I already told y'all what made me want to cut it the first time was just, I mean, you know, it was a spur of the moment kind of decision. I had been marinating on it for a little bit, and I was uncomfortable and baggy and all that shit, right? But fast forward to now, what made me buzz my hair? I wasn't connecting with myself. I craved the same energy that I felt when I had first cut my hair. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that was a moment where I grew into someone that I didn't know that I could be. And I wanted that again. And the reason why I wanted that again, because before I buzzed my hair, I had gone significantly short. And because I was going significantly short, that came with scrutiny too, you know, from family, from significant others, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I guess I just wanted to feel a kind of like that connection that I had with myself when I first made that decision. And also, I've always been kind of like the one to push the envelope when it comes to that. I am my grandfather's child. But no matter what my grandpa says, I don't care. I'm his granddaughter, because he's always been very intense with his hair and switching things up. So like, honestly, the apple does not fall far from the tree. Yo tengo a quien salir, okay? The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And so I just wanted to explore different things and just push the envelope and see what looks good and what doesn't. And I've never been the type to kind of like, I don't know, really dwell on it. It's like, if it doesn't work, well, then it doesn't work. But then the best decisions have come out of those spur of the moment things. So other questions that have come out of that are you a lesbian? Immediately after I got my cut the first time, are you a lesbian was a question I got frequently, but more so when I buzzed my head. And I still have people that are close to me and still think that it's deeper and still think that I'm a lesbian. Well, you know, I'm not a lesbian. I do believe sexuality is a spectrum. I just don't identify as a lesbian. I'm gonna just leave it there. Number 2, are you mentally going through something? No. The whole world is going through it right now, but you know, we getting our stimulus checks and we're just pushing through, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not really going through something right now, no. This is just what I like to do. This is how I feel my most beautiful, so. Number 3, are you sick? No. And this question gets me mad, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful community of young women of all ages, who suffer from alopecia and are currently going through chemotherapy. And my answer to this question is, what's it to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, sick doesn't have a look to it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't. Because someone's bald doesn't mean they sick. You know what I'm saying? A person can have a full head of hair, be sick as hell. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's not a question that you ask, number 1. So if you are thinking of asking anybody that you know that's bald that question, don't do it unless y'all is best friends, cut, like real close like that. You know what I'm saying? Just don't. It's disrespectful. You feel me? Like, for me, doing it by choice, it makes me feel beautiful. But there are women out there that it didn't happen by choice for them. And they're going through that journey right now of trying to find that happiness and trying to find that beauty in themselves that society has told them they don't have because they don't have that shield. Okay? So being able to relate to them in that sense and have them reach out to me and say how empowering it is that someone is out there doing it by choice and rocking it and, you know, like, just feeling good about it and it makes them feel good, I appreciate that. But to answer this question, it ain't none of your business who's sick and who's not. So that's my answer to that. Number 4, men who prefer long hair on a woman. Whew, this is a broad topic. Can you grow it out just a little bit? There's not... Child, listen, men prefer hair. Dating back to, men just prefer hair. It's a societal norm for a woman to have hair. You know what I'm saying? What is a woman without her hair? A man, a lesbian, this, that, all this shit, you know what I'm saying? But I am, in dating, it's something that I've been through repeatedly. Close the fridge, please. My fridge lets us know when she's open. Close her, please. Can somebody close the fridge? Thank you. Bitch, I'm like, y'all close the fridge. They not closing the motherfucking fridge. But yeah, listen, this question is very touchy for me because I strongly do believe that a lot of the times women, we're so quick to be like, oh, well, you know, men are this, men are that. And a lot of the times for me, I'm very introspective and I sit down and I wonder what it is that attracts things. You know, a lot of people don't do that. I like to sit down and wonder what it is that's attracting something, whether you like it or not, whether you're the most amazing person in this world. If you're attracted to something you don't want, it's for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that I struggle with the most was just men that just really wanted you to grow out their hair, wanted you to grow out your hair. You know what I'm saying? And it just wasn't my preference. And subconsciously, twice, I did it. You know, someone asked me, and I think this question number 7 goes very well with question number 4. What if your significant other didn't like your short hair and to grow it back? What would you do? Oh, this part makes me sad. They said, I don't know what to do. Girl! And this is where I'm gonna be very honest with you and tell you this, something that I'm dealing with, girl. Okay? You gon'... Okay, look. There are 1,000,001 reasons why people may think that I make this decision. And by people, I mean the people close to me, you know what I'm saying? And I know they're watching. How y'all doing? But for me, it's never been about them. It's about me, and that's what I would tell you. It's not about them, it's about you. And what makes you feel happy. And what makes you feel beautiful. 2 times, subconsciously, I was dating someone, and I mean subconsciously because sometimes, you know, when you convince yourself you're in love, you don't realize what you do for love. And I'm gonna find this picture. I'm gonna put her right here. Of the time I was growing out my hair. It was the most unhappy I was. Probably the ugliest I felt. And this is me trying to grow my hair back out since the first time I cut it. Just very inadequate as a person. Just not me. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was trying to conform to their reality, like their normal, and that wasn't my normal. What is normal? You know what I'm saying? So what I would say to you is leave them. Girl, pay it, as mother would say. Book it. You don't got to deal with that no more because honestly, it made me so unhappy. And would I go back to that? Absolutely not. It made me so unhappy, and I was not in tune with myself, you know what I'm saying? And I think your decisions are yours, and you know, I've had a man tell me, wouldn't you like it like this? Wouldn't you like it like that? Do this, do that. I've had a man flat out tell me, do this, do that, and I thank God that he gave me the capacity to be able to shut a bitch down when they try to tell me what to do, honestly, but it took guts to get there. And so I guess this is my message, and this is what the short hair did for me. If I had the long hair, if I didn't have, if I had that shield, you know what I'm saying, I would have been able to hide behind it and make people happy. But I don't have it anymore. And other people aren't happy, but I'm happy. And I think there's a lesson in itself there, where it's like, you're not doing it for them, you're doing it for you, and people don't realize. I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and they are still convinced that there's something deeper to it, right? But really, it's just how I feel my most beautiful. And I think that it's crazy how at this point in time, we're still trying to dictate what makes women feel beautiful. You know what I'm saying? In a world where like there's so many pronouns, there's just so much acceptance, so much inclusivity, and so much just tolerance, that we are still putting a label on things, when it's like, honestly, like I said before with question number 1, are you a lesbian? Sexuality is a spectrum, you know what I'm saying? A person not having hair doesn't have to do with who they're in bed with, you know what I'm saying? What their likes are, what their dislikes are. Because I know women who are bald and are girly AF, and women like me who are, you know, some days more masculine, some days more feminine, some days more feminine, depending on the day, and that's just how it is. It's not something that we're thinking too much about. And I think that that is the message of a bald girl in itself. We're just not thinking about it. We're not focused on the mundane, you know what I'm saying? When I was younger, I remember making plans around my hair. Women in my family making plans around their hair, putting myself through all that pain. For what? Oh no, I can't go out there because my hair is not done. Bitch! Ask me to go out anywhere today, bitch. I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just so many things that it's just opened up for me. You know, like, oh no, I can't go there because I don't got no money to go to the salon and get a blowout. Bitch, I got my own clippers back there, and I buzz my own damn head, bleach my own damn head, pull up like what's good. I'm ready to drink. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just the little things for me that fulfill me and make me feel beautiful. So do I think that it makes me appear less feminine? No. If anything, I feel more feminine. When I tell y'all that having all that hair on me, having all that back knee made me feel so ugly, that the moment that I cut my hair off and I was able to go to the club and wear a spaghetti strap dress, bitch, and just pop a shoulder, bitch. Oh my God. Couldn't nobody tell me shit. I was like, bitch, my shoulders, my back is out and she's clear and I look good. And I felt so, oh, I'm gonna get emotional. I felt so good. And so, when I had that feeling the first time, being that my hair was already short, making the decision to buzz it all off, you know, I felt that again. I had that same feeling I had all over again. And so, if I felt so good, I wondered why people didn't want me to feel that way. Why do you want me to feel uncomfortable? Because it would make you feel good. Sorry, y'all. Bitch. Woo, you allowed 5 emotional minutes in New York. I'm at 1. Leave me alone. I was just like, you know, and it's still ongoing conversation with my grandmother, with, you know, like people just close to me. It's still just like, and it's like, you can't choose your family. You know what I'm saying? This ain't waterproof. You can tell. But she wasn't meant to be. I wasn't supposed to cry in this. Ugh, whatever. But, yeah, it's like, do you want me to feel uncomfortable? Do you want me to conform to your standards and just be a part of me? Be a different me? Be a me that's not me? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, absolutely not. This is me. The people that know me know that this is me and that I've never been more myself. And the one person who gets it, shout out to you, because she's been through it, you know, at my age, at my exact age, she's been through it, is my mom. Now, I don't give her credit, but shout out to you, Mom, because you know, she's not once judged me. You know, she sat there and she was surprised, but she took photos of her little bald girl, her little short-haired girl, you know what I'm saying? And she was just like, I get it. And I think that she has been my rock through the whole buzz phase, you know what I'm saying? Just the fact that, you know what, people gonna say this, people gonna say that, but you gotta be you, and that's just that. The opportunities I have now I wouldn't have had then if I didn't make that decision. You know, I wouldn't have felt so much better about myself, regardless of what anybody says. It does come with scrutiny. It does come with, you know, just the naysayers and the ignorance. What does it relieve for me mentally? And this was my favorite question. And this is also a question that I think is something across the board. It's a general consensus. I asked some young ladies who reached out to me. I was like, what is you, how do you feel? What is you? How do you feel? How did you feel after making such a decision? And the general consensus is I feel free. I feel like nobody can tell me shit, honestly. I feel like that's the one thing that we put so much emphasis on, and we literally revolve our lives around sometimes. And when we don't have it a certain way, we strive to perfection, even if we can't afford it sometimes, because like hair is expensive, child. And it's just like, because you can't do this and because you can't do that, you have to conform to that? No, absolutely not. I think there's something powerful. And I didn't realize it was powerful until my sister Sharifa, when I was watching that hair tutorial, and I was like, I think I want to grow out my hair. And I called my best friend Tiff. I was like, girl, and she was like, girl, shut the fuck up. She was like, girl, please. Sharifa was like, I don't think you realize how powerful it is that you are bald by choice. I didn't really understand what she meant then, until I had these women reach out to me, you know, until I had these women follow me, who, when I would go on their pages, I realized they were really going through it. You know, they were going through shit. This wasn't by choice. They're following me to gain perspective. You know what I'm saying? They're listening to what I have to say and listening to my message, and they're finding empowerment through it. And that's all I've been trying to convey. That's the only message I've been trying to convey, is just be your best self, feel like your best self, no matter what it is that you have to do. Don't DM me and tell me, oh my God, I want to go bald, because I'm an advocate for that and I will tell you to do it. And you'll do it, you know what I'm saying? But I guess I say that to say that I've had scrutiny. I've had people tell me this, that, and the third. I've had my family react poorly to it. But I think now they're getting it, you know what I'm saying? There are some people that will never get it, but it's not my job to make them get it. It's my job to be myself and focus on those who find the empowerment through the message that I'm conveying. And I appreciate every single one of you for being receptive to what I have to say and just being receptive to me in general, because I know that, you know, it's different, you know, seeing somebody do something that's different than what everybody else does. But there's beauty in that. And I encourage you to be different. Find what makes you different, what sets you apart from everybody else, and embrace it. For the longest time, I was so focused on what everybody else wanted that I lost sight of what I wanted. And in the moment that I did what I wanted, it felt like the world was against me. And that wasn't it. That was the biggest lesson for me, because it was just showing me that the world's happiness is not your problem. Your happiness is your problem. And whoever that resonates with, it'll resonate with. You know what I'm saying? And clearly it does, because I wouldn't be doing this today if it didn't resonate with y'all. So thank you for the support. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for not stigmatizing me, because this is honestly, putting myself out there, doing this is the most fulfilled I have ever felt. Probably the most fulfilled I'll ever feel. Connecting with people, being my true self, and just having y'all be like, you know, like, I like your energy, I like this, I like that, and not having it be about the hair, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. I appreciate y'all for that. And that's why I chose this industry. And that's why I will continue to do my best to convey these messages and empower women like myself. Whether or not you're going through it by choice, you're powerful, you're beautiful, you're bold, and you don't realize what you're doing by not having that shield on your head, girl. Okay? And if you are trying to find empowerment through this new experience, because it is a completely new experience. Girl, I was like this on my head for the longest time. Like, I cannot believe this shit, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's new, it's different. And it's gonna attract different people, and it's gonna just attract different, it's all gonna be different. You will adapt, and you will focus on things about yourself that you never focused on before. You're no longer focused on the mundane. You're gonna save hella money on them perms, girl. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, it feels fun, it feels wild, it feels free. And that's good, because it's fun, it's wild, it's free, and you're not killing anybody. You're just making yourself feel more beautiful. There's nothing more beautiful than that. You know what I'm saying? So always be your best self. Always do whatever the fuck you want to do, okay? Because your life is yours and nobody else's. I'll leave you with this too. My grandma is my favorite person in this universe. One of my favorite people in this universe. Shout out to you, mama. La amo, la adoro. Bendición. She don't like it. She's my favorite person in this world, and she hates it. She can't stand it. The same way she ain't talked to me that much, y'all. She ain't talked to me after I buzzed it off, and she's like, I know. Che fo. Guácala. Like, no es femenino. Eso está feo. Yo no te crié así. Like, I didn't raise you like that. When she told me that, I was so hurt. And I thought I was gonna cry when I said that, but no, like, I was so hurt because I was just like, Grandma, what do you mean you didn't raise me like that? Like, I go everywhere that I go. You know, I'm on my own right now. You know, I've been able to fly to the nest and do my own thing. I'm not no longer living with family, so they don't see directly like what I'm doing. You know, they see it through social media. I may call her and tell her. You know what I'm saying? But like, she don't see me. She says she didn't raise me like this, right? But she don't see me going out every day in the field. You know, working with people, trying to be my best self, trying to be compassionate, trying to be loving, and just non-judgmental and non-prejudicial, and just you know, just be empathetic, because that's what I was raised to be. That's what she taught me. Whatever she did to raise me, it had nothing to do with hair, mama. No tiene que ver con el cabello. It has to do with what's in your heart and what's in your mind, and you instilled that in me. So, you know what? If I could go past, and I know she loved me, and I know it's a cultural thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's something I had to grow past. If I could grow past that, child, okay, you can go past anything, okay? I say that to say, people will stigmatize you, people will say whatever it is, and if you come from a Hispanic family, child, minority family in general, they will read you for filth. And I think that's been the biggest test for me, honestly, because now I let anybody talk shit. Honestly, you want to talk shit? Talk shit, cool. That make you feel better. I'm still living my life. You feel me? I hope this was able to give you guys some perspective on why I made the decisions that I did. Sorry for getting a little emotional there. Whew, look at that. I should have planned better. But it's low-key a look. It's very editorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, like I said again, for being receptive. And I'm sorry if I keep going in circles. I'm just very grateful for being given this opportunity to share with you guys my experiences, and grateful to have you guys be receptive to that. So appreciate y'all. I'ma take a sip of this mimosa in this mug and in this mug and I'm gonna catch y'all later. Take care, y'all. Stay beautiful, stay blessed, and follow me on all platforms, please. And if you like this, comment, like, subscribe, maybe share, you know. Yeah, appreciate y'all.